Bring in former Congresswoman Nan Hayworth and foreign policy analyst Jonathan Wachtel. Great to see you both. Nan, I'll start with you. This opening of the embassy this week, it fulfills a campaign promise for the president, but it heightens Mideast tensions. Does this mean that the peace process is dead there?
No, not at all, Jerry. And I've visited Jerusalem with a congressional delegation in 2011, and I know that we spoke with the prime minister at that time. The support for the nation of Israel in this country by this administration is particularly strong. In 1995, we decided to move the embassy to Jerusalem, and President Trump is actually doing it, much to his credit. This opens an opportunity for us to recognize eventually, because we do support a two-state solution, that perhaps we should have a Palestinian embassy there, too.
I want to get to that, Jonathan, with you. I want you first to hear a statement from Lindsey Graham, Senator Lindsey Graham. Listen to this.
The problem is the Palestinians are divided. You have Hamas controlling Gaza, Palestinian Authority controlling the West Bank. Gaza is a rocket launching factory against Israel. Until the Palestinians reconcile under one flag, there will never be peace.
So the big question here, Jonathan, is a two-state solution dead?
It's not dead, but definitely it's not on track. And one of the things that Lindsey Graham was saying there that is so important is you can't be recognized as a nation, certainly not at the United Nations, and certainly our country can't do it unless you have an entity, in the case of the Palestinian Authority, that is completely at peace with its neighbors. You do not have that, as Lindsey Graham pointed out. In Gaza, you in fact have a leadership that is all about destroying the state of Israel. So we're in a place in which, the Israelis certainly want to keep on moving on with their lives. Right. And the president, of course, recognized the need to recognize Jerusalem as the capital of Israel, our ally.
Let's pivot to Iran for just a second, Nan, to you. Josh Bolton saying that the U.S. will impose sanctions on John Bolton, saying the U.S. will impose sanctions on European companies if their government doesn't heed Trump's demand to stop dealing with Iran. And I want to show you a list of these companies: Airbus, British Petroleum, Fiat Chrysler, Maersk, Peugeot, Renault, on it goes. There are so many of these companies. Listen to what Secretary of State Pompeo had to say about this over the weekend.
The withdrawal wasn't aimed at the Europeans. I worked hard over the short time I've been the Secretary of State to try and fix the deal. We couldn't reach agreement with our E3 partners. I am hopeful in the days and weeks ahead we can come up with a deal that really works, that really protects the world from Iranian bad behavior.
So, Nan, will Europe work with Trump?
I think they will, Jerry. We know that Germany, there was an announcement on Saturday that, in fact, Ambassador Grinnell has managed to make progress with Germany. Major German corporations, including Airbus, whom you just mentioned, are actually going to be endeavoring to cooperate with the sanctions regime that the United States plans to institute over the next 90 to 180 days. So I think that's an excellent sign. U.S. business, the U.S. market, is a much bigger market for European companies than is the Iranian market. And I think those economics are going to play large in their minds.
Yeah, I've heard that from a couple of people now. Nan Hayworth and Jonathan Wachtel, thanks for your help today. Appreciate your time.
Thanks, Jerry.
Pleasure.